What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Team 69Q channel. My name is Midget and this video is going to be on ESO and for the revised build for my Templar Healer. It was requested a few weeks ago that I made this video since I haven't made one on my healer class for quite some time. The reason for that is obviously I wanted to make my champion points go a bit higher, make sure I got the character build correct, and work on my character just a little bit better before I give a final release on my character. So basically this is, like I say, the revised update for it. So basically, back in the day, I was using the Way of the Phoenix, I think it was, for the clothing set. I now use 5-piece Law of Julianos. 2 of these pieces are in Epic, and the rest of it's in Purple. So obviously it's pretty good, but it's good for spell critical, maximum magicka, and spell damage. And as a healer, and obviously spell criticals are good for making your critical heals go up when you're in a dungeon and playing PvP and stuff. So that's the reason why I use spell critical quite a lot. Obviously, spell damage is a bonus for like when you're using monster set bonuses and sort of the I've forgotten the names for it. Hang on, it's been a while since I played this game. I'm trying to think of the blessed shards. That's what I'm trying to say. So. Like I say, spell critical damage and spell critical ratings are very good for this character. As a healer, I'm not built for dealing damage. I'm literally just there to keep you guys alive. So if there's guys out there saying, oh, you can't really do much in the way of damage, I'm aware of that, and it's not built for that. I'm purely a healer. So I let the tank obviously absorb the damage, and I let the other 2 DPSs do the damage. And I just literally run around keeping everybody alive. So like I said, now I'm in the skills list. I'll show you through my skills. So what I would say my more attacking side bar on my bar 1 would be Breath of Life. I use this on both my bars as the main heal. I use Purifying Light. Obviously it deals extra damage when you get the beam on them. Puncturing Sweeps I have upgraded obviously, and that's for when I do the spear damage. I get health back for every time I hit them. Blazing Spears, obviously Blessed Shards. And I use Radiant Oppression, which is obviously the Jesus Beam. Now, for some reason, I have got Remembrance as my ultimate on both bars, but I don't usually use that. I do usually use Eye of the Storm, or I do go into Nova, and they're very good ultimates to have. It obviously takes a while for those both to stack up, whereas Remembrance doesn't really take too much time. So that's why I sort of flick between the 2, but this one I do need to put one of these back on, so I'll probably put Nova back on my other bar. So, like I say, actually I've done that wrong. I need to put Remembrance back on this bar, and I need to put Nova back on that bar. There we go, because that's my attacking bar, like I say. So that's what I do more damage with if I was to go into attack. I'll call in all my attacks, like my Blessed Shards, Jesus Beam, all the rest of it, and then call in the Nova. For my second bar, I obviously use 2 staffs, obvious reasons. Like I say, I use Breath of Life on both bars, and then my second ability on my second bar is Ritual of Retribution. I also use Repentance, Hasty Sprayer, and Sunshield. Sunshield is good for taking damage. It doesn't last very long, but it does help take some damage if you're in a sticky situation and you've got like a number of people go down on you, and you can't get around to revive them, or you're trying to keep yourself alive to take damage while somebody else does revive, and you can chuck out the heals to them. Hasty Sprayer is basically Ritual of Retribution in a way. Basically, it's like a lingering ritual. So basically, you press it and it calls in a heal, and instead of it coming in instantly, over about 5 seconds, it will give allies 8,301 health. So it will last about 5 seconds, and each second of those 5 seconds, you'll get a couple of thousand health back, which is pretty cool. If you wanted to get a healing and focus on other things, you can get that in. It will heal people over about 8 seconds, and it gives you time to gain some magicka back and whatnot. Repentance, this is basically, it absorbs souls of the fallen. So if anybody's dead around you, obviously enemies, you absorb your health and stamina to myself and nearby allies, which is also really good. Ritual of Retribution, basically it's a big circle on the floor that you call in, and for every ally that's standing inside it, they get health back. For every enemy that's inside it, take damage. So it's a good area of effect, this one. And this is what I usually use for calling in Valkyrie Scoria and stuff like that. So when I'm literally on my heal bar, keeping people alive, I'll call in a lot of Ritual of Retribution and a lot of Repentance, and they will be the area of effect damages that I can get to call in my, like I say, Valkyrie Scoria, call the Meteor in. If I'm using Choke Thorn, it'll call in the grub, the sprout as such, that will give health to everybody that's on low health. I do sometimes use Bog Down the Night Flame, or I would go into using, if I just very quickly go into my list, I've got quite a few Monster sets. Like I say, I use Valkyrie quite a lot for this build. I do also use Ice Heart's Visage sometimes if I know I'm going to be taking a lot of damage and I need to get myself a shield, and this is a very good one to have. But apart from Valkyrie, I do, like I say, use Chokethorn and more of the Infernal. More of the Infernal is handy in dungeons if you want something to take some heat off you. The enemies will focus on that. So obviously it's a great big lizard monster dude if you've not seen it before, and it just breathes fire over everybody pretty much. It's pretty awesome. I do sometimes use a Lambris. Obviously I've not really got any flame damage with this character, so it's pretty pointless having a Lambris on, because the Lambris calls in lightning and meteor showers. Obviously with the flame non-flame ability I don't have the chance for meteor flowers, just the lightning storm. And Celestrix I do sometimes use as well, and this is a chance to create an earthquake under the enemy, and it basically bursts up through the floor and damages them for quite a lot of damage. It's pretty awesome. Goth Dart is a very good one to have if you're looking to get a decent monster set first off. It's basically a big circle that follows you around with lava pools, and for every enemy that walks inside they take a considerable amount of damage, so it's very good to have. I will do a separate video on how to obtain or where to obtain these monster sets from. I've not got all of them yet. I'm very close to having all of them. But like I say, I will make a video on that very soon. I do need to do my neck rings and ring 2. I don't actually use sets of that. I've got all completely mismatched there for some strange reason. But like I say, this character is completely unfinished. Well, it's nearly built, and there's a few things I need to do. But I need to obviously play the game a bit more. I've had quite a long break on this game because I just get a little bit sick of it. There's a few updates and maintenances and stuff, so it's pretty pointless trying to get on because it wasn't working. But yeah, so basically, like I say, guys, 5-piece Julianos set. It's a very good set to have for spell critical, maximum magicka, spell critical, and spell damage. I know it's a spell critical twice there, but it was in the list as I read it. And yeah, also as well for food and stuff, I didn't actually go into that. I do use rabbit and preserves. The reason I use this, if I can get to my supplies very quickly, where is it? It's not supplies at all, is it? Where is it? Slotable items. Of course it is. Right, so basically this gives you near enough 5,000 health, magicka, and stamina for 2 hours. So basically, if you look at my bar, I don't know if the bar will come up. Probably not. No, it's not in a fight. Oh, there we go. You can see the magicka bar on the left there, but I'll put some gameplay in the back of this so you can see sort of what the bars look like when I'm playing and what I sort of do to do the orders of my stuff to keep the heals up in the group, and obviously trying to get as far through dungeons as you can, keeping everybody alive pretty much. Like I say, you can make this player with a damage deal, but like I say, I don't see the point in making a damage dealing healer, because basically Templars are healers, so I've literally just built a pure healing class. So if you're looking for something that does damage, this is not the build you want. It will do damage, obviously, like I say, with the Blessed Shards and the Jesus Beam and stuff like that, it will do damage, but don't heavily rely on doing damage, because you are literally just there. You're basically a giant health pack walking about keeping the group alive. I do have a revised tank build I need to do as well for you guys that enjoyed my tank build video. My tank is completely finished now. He's a level 369 champion. Obviously it's not very high. Obviously there's about 250 more levels to go. But I have all the abilities that I need. I have all the weapons that I need. I have the monster sets that I need. So I will go through and do the tank class for you as well at some point. So if you guys would like to see that, make sure to hit some comments below and I'll make sure to get that done for you guys. But this is my Templar Healer build, like I say, and hope you guys will enjoy this. My name has been Midget. Thank you so much for coming to join and watch the video. If you're new here, subscribe, hit the like button below, and I'll see you next time.